This podcast is part of the MyPodcast.com network. Go online right now and get your very own 100% free podcast, MyPodcast.com.
Welcome to Kevin McDonald Presents, the live late-night show that features local music and the people who make it. Singers, songwriters, and musicians, and many others that support the independent music scene. Join me as together we discover who they really are, their passion, their drive, and how they make it happen. And then there's the music, and what music it is. And this hour is no different because...
Hey, I'll tell you what, this hour we've got the guys from the Vocalist Studio here, and they're going to teach us how to sing because, as you know, I can't, and only in a choir of 50 or more. And here is actually a representative sample of what our Mr. Robert Lunte sounds like.
Unlit skies onward, wayward lives. Now pretend until you overcome and descend from everyone. Will be your eyes when you look away, and I will be your dreams at the break of day, and I will be your VR on the night you pray, and I until you realize that I will be your eyes when you look away, and I will be your dreams at the break of day, and I will be your VR on the night you pray, and I life. I am this life. I am this life. I am this life. I am this life. Oh, I am this life. 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 I am this life.
Goodness gracious. Don't you get a sore throat from singing like that, young man?
Hell no.
By the way, my name is Kevin McDonald. You're listening to Kevin McDonald Presents. It's Wednesday night, I think. Yes, it is. And we've got a great show for you tonight, so I hope you'll stay with us the entire 2 hours. And I'd like to introduce to you first a gentleman that is needs no introduction to me because I met him, like a couple of weeks ago. But he is a vocalist, and that was a gentleman that you just heard singing. His name is Robert Lunte, and he is sitting right here. Robert, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. It's great to be here.
Well, and I got to ask you, doesn't that hurt to sing like that?
It doesn't. It doesn't hurt.
And how come?
Well, do you want the short answer or do you want the long answer?
Well, we got 2 hours, so
Okay.
you can pick.
Well,
But don't give him the technical one because he won't understand that one.
If you give me the technical one, I'm just lost.
Layman's terms.
Talk
layman's
to him about the
terms.
coaxial sphincter.
Now that's a medical term.
Well,
He's probably going to think you're breaking FCC regulations
Exactly right.
and ask me to start diving for the delay. Get
Well-
the delay. I don't think they should say that.
Isn't that the sphincter? What is that? What is it?
well, actually, it's the area epiglottic sphincter.
there you go.
Don't talk to me that way.
Well, so in layman's terms, what we do is we train vocalists to be able to do some simple things. There's two simple skill sets that.
Well, first of all, before we
Yeah.
go there, because we don't know who you are yet as far as a
Okay.
teacher yet, but I want to know,
Yeah.
how long have you been singing?
Been singing since I was about 15 years old, so I don't know. About
Singing live on stage?
20 years or so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Something
Live
like-
studios.
What got you
About
interested in
20 hours a week in a training facility with my students.
What got you interested in singing?
Well, I think probably just the same thing that gets a lot of people interested in initially. Something to do, something to stay out of trouble, something to feel cool,
Tell
look
them
cool.
where you came from. Come
Where
on.
I came from.
Yeah.
Well, I first started singing in garage bands like most people and what have you, and for probably not the most important reasons. It was fun to do. It was a great way to meet young ladies and things of that nature, I suppose.
I have to tell you that you're one of the few people who has actually been honest about that.
Well,
But most of the guys that come on this show say, "Oh,
Oh, no, it's never to me.
They're all
women.
liars.
It's all about expression and being myself.
rock.
Like, come on, man. You're trying to get
no,
laid.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest. But it turned from that into something that was a serious endeavor. One night, I'll never forget. I heard Jeff Tate's Queen of the Reich. It must have been 1983 or something. It was at 3:00 in the morning. I was 15 years old, and I woke up and I had an epiphany moment.
Hell yeah.
Epiphany moment.
Hell yeah.
Can you say
How do you spell that?
Hassan, can you say epiphany 10 times really fast?
I won't try.
Brother Robert had an epiphany moment."
And I just thought, and there's a lot of listeners out there that know whom I'm talking about, and it just blew me away. And I just thought that's what I want to do. I want to learn how to do that. Did a little research. Wasn't a few days later that I was on the phone with the late great maestro David Kyle, who taught Jeff Tate, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains, Ann Wilson from Heart, a lot of great people, and hooked up with him, worked with him for about 12 years, the maestro. And that's when I kind of transcended into, a serious endeavor and, real musicianship. I went to school to the University of Miami for 5 years, studied music and music business there as well. When I graduated from there, came back to Seattle and dove right into my passion, which is singing and gigging and doing music and recording. And teaching. I love to teach. I love to help people learn how to scream.
And so you love to teach. You love to teach so much that you opened a business called the Vocalist Studio. How long has that been running?
Well, we've been doing it for about really hardcore for about 4 years now. It's a fantastic facility. It's honestly, there's nothing else like it in the world that I know of. What we do is we train vocal athletes. We put our singers on a live performance stage. We give them amplification. We put a microphone in their hand. We train them with the tools of the trade. We train them for the 21st century, not the 16th century. A lot of my students, like my friends here, have requirements to be able to scream and to be able to sing with distortion and to do things with your voice that are hard to find from a classical, traditional bel canto voice lesson. And we dive right into the hard stuff, expanding range, power, and giving these rockers really what they need, really what they're looking for.
Can you teach anyone to sing?
I can.
That's a bold statement.
That's a really bold statement.
Yeah,
I think it's true, though. I think it's true.
It's your quest, Kevin.
If you see the passion, if you see the commitment in Rob, it's unbelievable. I mean, he is a very dedicated.
I'll be honest. I was a
charismatic.
little taken aback the first time I met Rob.
Oh, really?
Okay, hold on, guys, hold on, because I guess the audience, since they're not here and this is radio, they'd like to know who the hell you guys are. Yeah. So I think, Robert, could you introduce the gentleman that you brought with you?
Yeah, I'd love to. These are two of my screaming pillars. These are the black belts of the studio. They not only have mastered all the scales and can sing with the technique that we train, but these gentlemen have gone out, taken the technique, and applied it to the art. You're going to be hearing some of their music tonight, and they are also dear friends of mine. I have Jason Lucas on my left side, and I got Travis North from Soul Psychedelics on my right side, and these guys are going to school you tonight.
And Jason, who will hence be known on the show as Husan Chopper, because that's the name that's the AKA pseudonym for him. So Husan, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
I'm terrific. And where'd you get a name like that?
It was given to me by in a long story short, I had a friend in high school who drew a comic strip of myself and another good friend as bikers, and my name in the comic strip was Hassan Chopper. And that kind of transcended into a nickname that evolved into the band that I was in, who became a persona of this biker that I was in a comic strip.
Interesting. So now, when did you meet Robert?
I was introduced to Robert by a close friend of mine, Sean Walker, who's also in a band here locally and is a student at the Vocalist Studio. On my birthday, this is a pretty good story, actually. I was going to sit in on a lesson for my friend, and when I got there, he said, I actually got you a vocal lesson today for your birthday. So I was kind of caught off guard. I've been in a lot of bands but never had any professional training, and I remember distinctly, and I tell this story to a lot of people I meet. When I first met Rob, he was explaining this exact same thing, telling me that he was building vocal athletes, and he said he has the ability to train people have a voice that is supernatural. And I actually laughed almost right in his face because I couldn't believe his charisma and the way he delivered this speech to me. He just said, I am going to train you to have a supernatural voice. And he did a build-up scream that was so loud. It was like one of the first times in my life I almost had to put my hands over my ears. I mean, it was powerful. And I just looked at him and I thought, oh my God, I want that. I want to learn how to do that. And I've been a student there ever since.
And can you do that now?
I'm getting pretty close. I mean, Rob's voice has been trained for, like he said, a lot of years, so he has a lot of power, but I feel myself improving with his lessons constantly. And like I say, I was a singer for 10 years without any vocal training, totally singing wrong, blowing out my voice, getting too raw and scratchy. I met Rob, and my entire voice has changed. for the better. I mean, just all around, I've never been able to sing better than I can right now.
Oh, that's awesome. As a matter of fact, have you given Tom your CD yet? I haven't. Let's go ahead and give him your CD, because while we're talking about it, we might as well listen to how you sing, and then when we come back from that, we're going to introduce Travis, and then we're going to play a song from him and his group, which is Soul Psychedelic, right?
Soul Psychedelics, yep.
Yep, and then we'll do that, and then we're going to continue on. So do we have the... Thomas, are we queued up?
Cool.
Perfect. What's the name of the song?
The name of the song is Unknown Soldier.
And did you write this song?
I did.
Very good. And when did you write it? What's it about?
The song is actually about someone going off to war and having to make the hard decision of come home back to the family or stay committed to the cause. And I think it comes across pretty clear in the song.
The lyrics are brilliant.
Very good. And this is Husan Chopper.
You don't know me, you've never seen my face before. What makes you think I don't know what's worth fighting for? You don't understand me, you haven't heard a word I've said. You could care less if I'm alive or if I'm dead. You're listening to the conversation, you're listening to the conversation, you're listening to the conversation. No, because you told me life is the loneliest man in the world just before I die. Well, surprise, I am the unknown soldier who fights every day to survive. I know your pain, I've seen your blood on my blade. You're a slave that in Jesus Christ, and the will is done. I am the unknown soldier who fights till the battle is won. You didn't expect me to turn my back and run away when consciously they're out there trying to kill my family. You didn't believe me when I said I'll be coming home soon and turn my back on the brotherhood of this platoon. Somebody's gonna try to kill me. Somebody's gonna try to kill me. Somebody's gonna try to kill me. No, because you told me I'd be the loneliest man in the world just before I die. Well, surprise, I am the unknown soldier who fights every day to survive. I know your pain, I've seen your blood on my blade. You're a slave now to Jesus Christ, the will is done. I
And there goes his larynx right there on the carpet.
No, his larynx is fine.
His vocal cords are shattered after the, no.
It's an illusion.
It must be, because that, I have to tell you, my son he's 16, and he loves the screaming, the really power screaming.
Me too.
In the music.
Yeah.
And I keep telling him, these guys are never going to make it to their reunion tour at 50 because their vocal cords are going to be shot. But Robert, you're able, with your process, you're able to make that work.
Yeah, not so. Actually, there's a lot of research going on right now in the UK and Denmark that is some fantastic, very innovative stuff that I'm picking up on and spreading to my students, which is how to do these aggressive, extreme scream distortion sounds. There is a healthy way to do it that mitigates the risk in terms of vocal damage.
Because you remember Meatloaf. Do you remember?
Well, he wasn't an extreme screamer.
At one time, see, he was in the olden days. He used to scream a lot until he broke it. He actually broke his voice, and he had to be retrained on how to sing again.
Yeah,
because he had no idea how to do it. So you're helping them be safe and healthy and giving them better vocal ranges and being able to do some of this.
Well,
stuff.
absolutely. And in the category of screams, there's really two kinds of screams. There's the extreme scream, or sometimes it's referred to as the Cookie Monster, if you will, which is what we heard Jason doing. And then on my track, there's the scream, the high scream, going to a really high note, which is something I do a lot of. You heard that on my track. There are techniques to do this, to learn how to do this, and like I said, we dive right in. We tackle all of this at TVS.
And with that, I'm going to turn to your right, who is
my right-hand man,
Travis, which is, by the way, one of my favorite names in the entire world, because that's what my son's name is.
Beautiful.
And how long have you been with Robert?
I've been with Rob for almost about a year now.
1 year.
As of January.
We met on
found me, yeah.
We met
a testament to MySpace.
We met on, it's the only time I've ever used the MySpace chat system.
Actually, I would say that you pursued me in that case.
Yeah, I met Travis over MySpace, and I was sitting in Mazatlan at a resort in Mexico having a conversation with him about how I'd love to work with him, and sincerely, because he's a singer like Jason, like a lot of people at TVS that has game. He's making music, he's doing recordings. These are the kind of people I really love to work with. And anyways, we chatted, we talked about it, and it was one of those fateful things that turned out great. And,
absolutely.
I think my wife would have preferred that I was playing in the waves at the moment. But
see, now I was going to mention that, because what in the world were you doing on a computer in Mazatlan, Mexico?
Getting the stink eye from my lovely wife. But I did meet Travis, so.
Yep,
that's pretty.
No
dorky.
regrets about that.
That's awesome. So you guys hooked up and decided. I'm glad you brought your wife into it, because now we know you hooked up musically, and but you have been working with him for a year. How has it changed your vocal style?
Wow. It's funny. I listened to some of the old stuff I did before I met Rob, and I listen to some of the new stuff now, and I sing with so much more power and inflection, and in a live environment, I feel like I've just got so much more endurance, and it doesn't hurt afterwards. I mean, it's just been a really great thing. I think I definitely have no regrets about any of it.
How's your confidence level? Has it helped with your confidence, or did you always have confidence in your singing?
I've been singing for a long time, so I've definitely always had confidence.
Oh, come on. How long could you be singing? You're like 20.
I'm 25, actually. So I've been singing since, I guess about 12 or 13.
When was the first time you got on stage?
The first time I got on stage.
And sang for someone.
Well,
did you have to wear a diaper?
I was actually a choir boy in high school.
Oh, okay. You were?
I was. I actually classically trained.
See, now you don't look like a choir boy today.
Well, things have changed a little bit since then.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
So, I would say, the first time maybe, 15 or 16, something like that.
Wow. And so you were in the choir, and then that progressed to being a soloist out front. But did anyone ever teach you how to sing like this before? Was it kind of like you just kind of making it up as you went along, doing the best you could?
I would say that there's always definitely there's a aspect of natural ability there, obviously. And I've always had that. But I really feel that meeting Rob has helped me take that to the next level. I always felt like, I was a good singer, but I always felt like there was kind of something missing, you know what I mean?
I felt the same way.
Yeah, like, I want to sing like that guy sings, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like you kind of know there is another way to sing, or there's, if you did take some professional training, there is some things you could do. You kind of feel that, but it's not quite what you would get with Rob.
Right. And it's not really something, unless you're just amazing, that you can find on your own. I mean, you look at all the top acts. Everybody has some kind of training behind them. I mean, I don't care who it is.
Yeah, but very few of them actually can even say with that sphincter thing that you were talking about, or learn to deal with
well,
it.
The thing is, too, is like Rob was saying, there are more contemporary, classically trained singers that can hit the range that we're talking about. But Rob goes more into the detail of the muscle development, specific muscle development within your throat and neck, to coordinate a sound.
Which, by the way, is where that sphincter is, right?
Exactly.
In your throat. Not the other one, guys.
Where, the more classical sound is the open throat, kind of breathy sound.
That heavy, kind of, it brings a lot of weight with it.
This helps you to conserve air and still get a powerful note that you can hold for a lot longer.
Wow.
The area epiglottic sphincter is the muscle that makes the epiglottis come down and prevents the food from going down the trachea. That's its primary function. The secondary function is for rockers so that they can do face-melting screams. So what we do is we help these guys learn how to voluntarily control the area epiglottic sphincter, which brings the epiglottis down, constricts the airflow in the upper vocal tract, which creates a more cut sound in the head voice, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. That's the science behind it, but that's what we're doing. And the workouts and the scales and what have you are all about doing reps, about training and getting that coordinated. And anybody can learn how to do this. You just got to practice, just like anything else.
I was just going to say, I think that would be really funny if in medical schools when they're going over that's how they refer to the aerial epiglottis sphincter or what. I don't know. I don't do this.
That's just one part. But I don't want to go on.
But if they were like in medical school and they're like, okay, and today we're taking notes on the aerial epiglottis sphincter, and its primary function is to keep food from going down the trachea. Secondary function, rockers rocking out and face melting screams. I'd just love to see that.
I think that is pretty much the only real reason why you'd want to open that area up. So I think that should be a part of the definition.
Face melting screams. So Travis, does he have your CD, by the way?
He's getting it right now.
Perfect. And while we're talking to you, why don't we go ahead and play? We've played Husan Chopper and we played Robert. So let's do a CD of yours and tell us about the song that we're about to play.
Actually, the song is called "Took Too Long." And I actually don't want to say anything about it just because I feel that the person listening to the song should be able to interpret the song for their meaning.
This is like FCC compliant and all that.
Yeah, of course it is. There's nothing like that going on here.
Okay. Took Too Long is the name of the song?
Took Too Long.
Oh, very good. And this is you as a soloist or you in the band?
This is me with my band Soul Psychedelics.
Very good. And how long ago did you write the song?
This song was written a little over a year ago, I guess.
When did you record it?
July?
Okay, so you were well into your working with Robert, so you were using some of the techniques.
That's correct. I mean, so I've definitely brought some of that in here. I mean, I think... you just have to give it a listen to.
Yeah, Robert's nodding yes, so you met with his
There's been some influence in there.
Yeah, there's a reason why you're here, is because he thinks you're good. So
he's great. He's awesome.
Let's go ahead and listen to Travis.
you have left behind to figure out. Circumstances dictate what we say. Did you figure out? Oh, did you figure out? I'm having doubt in what you say now. Hey, yeah, the sound of darkness. Oh, hey, yeah, the sound of darkness. The sound of darkness.
And welcome back to Kevin McDonald Presents, the only live talk radio that's worth a damn this time of night in Seattle is right here on KKNW 1150 AM. Because tonight we've got a great show for you. We've got Robert is here, Robert Lunte, and he is with he is the Vocalist Studio.
No.
Well, he's the guy who put it together, and he's got a lot of guys that he works with, and two of them are here tonight. One is Husan Chopper, a.k.a. Jason, and then Travis, and he is in the band Soul Psychedelics, and they have worked with Robert for at least a year or more, but you have a whole stable of folks that work together, and they work together in many ways, don't they? Tell us about the networking and the social aspect of what it is that you do.
Well, I think that running a voice training studio has to be more than just come in, take your money, let's do some do-re-mis, get you in the docket for the next week. That's shallow. I don't think that's a good way to run a business.
I thought that was like the business model for most of the guys that are out there.
There's a lot of people that have that business model, but at the Vocalist Studio, I really try hard to work hard to create a community, and I think we're doing that. The students will come in 15, 20 minutes early and watch the student before them sometimes, and we'll sit out and watch a little bit on how they're coming along. We get to know each other's repertoire. We watch each other grow. We network a lot. We trade ideas on music. I've even had Jason Lucas work with me as a songwriting partner at times on some tunes, it's a community, and it really helps keep everybody together. If we have a producer that works well, we can help each other out in that way. And
so you even like for shows, you share sound people and share equipment.
We can bring an entire show to a club. We don't have to call a booking agent and say, "Hey, do you have a night open that we can play?" It's not like that. We can call them up and say, "Hey, what night do you have available?" Because we're bringing an entire show to your place.
Funny that you should mention that, because Robert and I are working at putting together something that we're going to do on perhaps a quarterly basis, and put together a live venue / radio show that we'll do from various venues, and we will bring the complete finished show to the place and just showcase the talent that you guys all have.
It's going to be awesome, and a couple things about that is this is not going to just be another noisy show, where it makes your ears bleed. We're going to have controlled, tasty, good sound. We're going to get the right sound guy behind the control board, our own guy for the show, if I have anything to do with it.
And that's another
great
thing.
Singers, great vocalists.
Mm-hmm.
That's another aspect of the whole networking is like right now we're working with Synergy Productions and Jason Shavy to record our music. We collaborate together on getting ideas. He's doing a lot of the recording of the Screaming Pillars right now. And again, we're taking this idea to the next level. It kind of happened here in the early 90s when we had our boom time here. Those bands were friends.
Yeah.
They knew each other. They practiced at the same practice studios downtown.
Right.
They hung out together. They supported each other's bands, and look what happened. We had almost every band in town got bought up, signed up. Things were happening for everybody, and it was great. It was the best thing that happened to music around here. We have that similar type of feel and flow starting to happen right now. We have a lot of great bands in town. We have a lot of very strong singers that are training at the Vocalist Studio. We do have kind of a brotherhood together amongst the pillars, and we're ready to help each other to take us all to the next level. And we're going to bring a great show to any place that we do. You know, it's about a performance. If people want to go hear music, they can go listen to it on your CD. They can go out to your MySpace and listen to it. If you want to see the band and how they feel and how passionate we are and the power that we have and the training that we've gone through to really blow you away at a show, come and see a Vocalist Studio band play. I mean, it'll speak for itself. And imagine when we put a show together where we have 3 or 4 bands with some trained singers and we're ready to rock.
Well said. Well said.
Well said. And we'll put the soapbox over here so you can stand on it some more.
Yeah.
But Robert, I wanted to ask you, and all three of you guys, what percentage of the singers that are out there and the bands that are around are actually trained to sing? Because this is what I get. Honestly, this is what I get a lot on this show. It's like, well, you know, Tommy, Joe, and I, we went through junior high school together. We went to high school together. We went to college together. And, you know, we keep trying to bring a singer in, but we didn't like any of them. So I just went ahead and I decided to sing. And so now we're a power trio and I'm the singer. That's kind of how it happens, it seems. Is that accurate?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you see it out there. There's ads for bands right now for singers.
Yeah.
Because the singer is the person that makes the difference during a show.
Well, the singer is the voice of the band.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of great bands out there that have the musicianship is unbelievable, and if the front person is not the right person for the band,
that's your weakest link. It's the face of the band, you know.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I mean,
It's the spearhead for the spirit of the project, for the sound. It's the voice. It's the words for the sound. I believe it's also the individual that which the audience therefore rallies around emotionally in a performance. Kind of getting back to your question, there are a lot of people out there, a lot of bands out there looking for talent. They're looking for good singers, and the surplus or the supply, if you will, for really good vocalists that kind of know what they're doing is hard. I mean, it's really slim. Talk to any band. We've gone to these auditions, and every single time, I tell you, across the board, I go to an audition and I hear, "You're the best thing we've seen in 3 years." And it's just, and it's not because I'm just like, oh, so great, but it's just only because there's just so few really great singers. But we're changing that. We're changing that, and I think that having a studio and a facility like TVS in town here in Seattle is really a luxury. And anybody out there that's listening to this show, that's a vocalist that might have some constriction or some tension or some problems with your voice or what have you, or getting the stink eye from your band, give me a call. We're not only
getting the what eye from your band?
The stink eye, because
is that a technical term?
Radio edit.
It doesn't take long. It only takes 60 to 90 days of good hard work, and that first ramp of improvement is incredible. So,
Rob, I think you should also tell them about the setup that we have at TVS as well, as far as simulating a somewhat live scenario like you would be rehearsing with a band or performing live or anything like that. I mean, we practice. Word I'm looking for.
Bring your bed tracks in.
Yeah, we bring our bed tracks in and we sing live through a PA as you would with a band behind you. So not only do you learn the technique, but you also learn more kind of technique through the PA as well.
Mm-hmm. And the charisma and a bit of the performance element.
Absolutely.
To let your shoulders down and realize that as a singer, you don't have to be always perfectly in key. You don't always have to have everything all dialed in. If you are performing yourself with a strong voice, you can overcome other, even if let's say your band makes a mistake, you have the confidence to not just freak out. You're able to kind of ad-lib through things. It just makes you more flexible as a singer.
Mm-hmm. Our new training facility in downtown Seattle is at the Market Theater, which is underneath Pike Place Market. And I'm telling you, this is the best training facility in the world for contemporary singers. Absolutely. And it's not because of the teacher per se.
Another bold statement.
Well, it is. It is. I have seen a lot of great voice teachers around the world on 2 continents. They're friends of mine. I know these people. They're great teachers, but not one puts their singers on a live performance stage with a PA system. I don't know why, but that's what we do, and it puts people in the environment, and it's just a lot of fun.
Robert, I'm just sorry that you don't have more passion for what it is that you do.
Right.
I mean, I'm joking because you are extraordinarily passionate about bringing this art form and working with the guys and putting it together. And it obviously it shows in the performance that they offer and what you do with them.
Singing like this has been underrated and underappreciated for far, far too long. There are guys out there in the rock and heavy metal genre that have not been recognized and deserve to be recognized. Some of the things that they are doing are outstanding. This genre pushes the voice to its performance envelope much more than many others. And I'm real passionate about it. I love to sing. I love music. And you know what? I love working with people like Travis and Jason. It's a privilege to be able to work with these guys. Imagine being able to work with Travis on that tune you just heard.
Which is awesome, yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. Imagine sitting at Synergy Productions with Jason Shavey and co-producing the song that we're going to hear later on tonight with that Jason cut recently. It's great.
And by the way, when we say TVS, that stands for the Vocalist Studio.
Right.
And you can go to thevocaliststudio.com and you can get information about Robert and what he's doing. And if you're a singer, I highly advise, if nothing else, learning stage presence. I'm telling you, in the bands that I've been seen and witnessed of late, not many of them have a really good stage presence.
That's right. There's a ton of shoestring watching Peter Frampton, Pink Floyd wannabe. It's just ridiculous.
Wow. Wow, could you say that again?
Do you know what I mean, though? You go to see a band, and all of a sudden it's like your prime guy in the center of the stage is watching his shoestrings, eyes closed, and just kind of chilling. Again, if I wanted to hear that, I'd bought the CD. When I go to see a show, I want to see, the name of our independent record label's Kick Chicks Records. I mean, I want to see some dudes getting down and rocking. It's about time we have that background here. I just go watch these bands. I'm like, man, this is so boring. I like your music. I do. I have the CD in my car. I've heard it. But tonight, I was kind of hoping to see something a little different, a little rowdier,
A little bit more alive.
Exactly.
Because a studio performance, hence a CD, which is always mastered and can be as many as 60 different recordings.
That's right.
Put together, is different than a real kick-butt live performance.
Yeah, we bring them into our training facility. We put them on a 350 seat stage facility with a PA system and boogie lights. I mean, we got lights too.
The boogie lights.
It's killer. It gets somebody just that much more confident and more comfortable on stage. And like Travis was saying, he did a nice job making that point. But it's really powerful.
How do you teach somebody to be less self-conscious of their person, of them in front of an audience, so that they can truly express and this, I'm sure, is part of the songwriting process of the bands. They want the singer to be able to truly express the feeling of the song and to get it out there. How do you teach them to kind of get out of their shell?
Ooh, that's loaded.
Good singers sing and listen. Great singers listen and sing. We train the singer to be able to sing away from themselves to something. So often a singer will be listening internally. It's very introspective, and that's where you get the body language that Jason is referring to, where they're kind of staring at the floor or they're turning their back to the crowd or wandering or what have you. Get to the edge of the stage, get your eyes out to the horizon, find a target, and sing away from yourself to something. That helps a lot. Also, text interpretation is really important. When we get into the coaching and someone brings in their music and they have their lyrics, if you have powerful words in your lyrics like love, hate,
Kill, die.
Yeah, thank you. Powerful words. These are
Kiss, teach, love.
an artist needs to be able to
Joy.
recognize opportunities in the lyrics, in the text, to be able to accentuate that, to kind of help, bring their heart out a bit and to make the music a lot better. Again, both these guys not only are masters in technique, but they're masters in interpretation of their art and the text that they sing. And that is important as well. So
It's almost like being an actor on the stage.
That is exactly
it's
right.
exactly what it is.
it is.
And
It's show business. It's show business. You're in a performance.
Yeah.
You're in a show, and you're
bet.
performing for a crowd. You
how,
know?
interestingly enough, how do you perform for a crowd of like 7? You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter how many people there. It really doesn't. As a professional in a band, if you want to be successful, it doesn't matter if you're playing for the bartender. You put on a performance, because if that person tells one person who tells another person that they just saw the most amazing show that you've ever seen, and I was the only one there, that's something to say to people. I mean, that
you have to-
shows another element of a band that you're not going to typically see.
How do you connect with the audience?
I personally look right in people's faces when I want to scream.
It's eye contact. It's
Look
all
'em in
about,
the eye.
It's all about eye
I
contact.
do. I have a lot of passion. I believe that I write songs that are a story, and I interpret that story to my best ability. And if that means I'm gonna scream bloody murder, I will do it. So I don't
Fabulous.
hold back. I don't have to be in key all the time. I don't have to have the right pitch. I don't have to be carrying notes for the same amount of time every time I play the song. I might have a different feeling about it every time I perform it, and that's what's going to come out that night.
Do you ever worry that when you look at somebody and you do that scream that you're going to like melt their face?
I hope that they crap in their pants. I do.
Well said.
I mean, that's the straight facts of the matter. I'm not doing it to be their friend. When I'm passionate about something and I scream like that, it's because I'm hoping that they fall over backwards.
Well, the interesting thing about that is this could be the beginning of a whole new industry. It would be Depends dispensers at all of your concerts.
That's right. That is right. You better be patted before you come in.
Call your band the Brown Note.
Right.
Wow.
Skid mark.
I'll tell you what.
This is just going down the
no.
drain.
As a matter of fact,
My
but-
girlfriend's going to love this. You call your band Shart.
Oh, no.
There you go.
I have
There's your
a-
next heavy metal band, Shart.
which is, by the way, why I'm not allowed to go to my son's favorite store anymore. Because I went in with him and there was a T-shirt on the wall that said, "Excuse me, I just sharted," and I asked my son in a loud and clear voice, "What does sharted mean?" And he just turned around and walked away.
That's great.
And told me I was not allowed to go with him anymore.
God,
Right.
Dad, I can't believe you just said
That's exactly. Hey, I'll tell you what. We're coming to the top of the hour, but before we get there, let's play another one of Robert's songs so you can get a good feel for what he can do vocally. And in the second hour, we're going to talk a lot about becoming part of the band, the band politics, how all of that stuff works together, and the egos and managing all that and all of that stuff. And so I hope you'll stay with us for the entire 2 hours. But this is Robert again.
Yes, this is a song called Nocturne, and I recorded this at Synergy Productions with Jason Chavey. And I just wanted to plug my good friend. He's a brilliant engineer.
Perfect. And this is Robert Lunte from the Vocalist Studio.
Take me on a tour of past lives. Be my show for you. The night
Alternative Talk 1150 AM, KKNW Seattle, and KWJZ.
This podcast is part of the MyPodcast.com network. Go online right now and get your very own 100% free podcast, MyPodcast.com.
Welcome to Kevin McDonald Presents, the live late-night show that features local music and the people who make it. Singers, songwriters and musicians, and many others that support the independent music scene. Join me as together we discover who they really are, their passion, their drive, and how they make it happen. And then there's the music, and what music it is. And this hour is no different because...
This hour we've got great music for you from the Vocalist Studio. And right now, Husan Chopper, take it away, Husan.
This next song I just want to intro. It's this kind of describes my persona, my character. It should come out loud and clear in this next song. I just recorded this tune over at Synergy Productions with Jason Shavy. I think he did a great job. I just went in the studio yesterday and busted this out in just a few hours, so I think he did a great job on the recording, and check it out.
Concentrate.
is Hussein Chopper.
That's right.
And you just did that song yesterday.
I did.
And you're able to talk today.
Fresh
That's
off the
nothing
press.
nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, no,
did what we call-
that's one of my faves. But I think, like I say, that's kind of a description of how I would deliver something live, if not, even better if I can, And there's a lot of passion in my performance, so I try to deliver that.
He stuck it. Stuck it.
He
Great.
did.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
He did. By the way, Robert, before we go too far into this hour, there's somebody else in the studio that I would like to acknowledge. And,
Yes.
and somebody that you know reasonably well.
Yeah.
And would you like to introduce her?
I would. My partner. This is my lovely wife, Christina Anna Ziegler Lunte.
And she's been taking pictures of us, and she's going to send them to me, and we're going to put them on the website. So,
Yes.
so
say hello, sweetheart.
Hi, everybody out there.
So, and you
Say that in German, sweetheart.
Hallo, ihr alle da draußen. Seid ihr alle da?
say what? So now we're international. So we are streaming live around the world. What time is it in Germany?
It's about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Perfect. So they can be having coffee and listening and having a Danish and listening to us.
And they totally would be. They would be hard rocking at 9 a.m.
Oh, the Germans are awesome rockers. They got it. They got it going on over there.
All right. So let's talk about a little bit about the Seattle music scene and well, first of all, because we wanted to talk about this, the art of being a singer in a band and the politics behind all of that. It makes it, and it is. I know that is always an issue with a band. Is the band politics, because it's always kind of a difficult thing. Robert, how do you kind of, in your coaching program, do you teach people or help people to go on when they go on auditions and talking to bands and how to blend in and all that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, I do sometimes. Just personal experience.
I've seen you do it.
Yeah, I do that. Just some kind of no nonsense pitfalls. Show up for the audition on time. Bring a microphone. Look professional, and don't show your weaknesses. Speak softly. Carry a big stick. When you walk in, they say, "Well, what do you want to do?" The answer probably shouldn't be, "I don't know. What do you want to do?" "I don't know. I don't know any songs." A better response might be something along the lines of, "I don't care, just rip, just play
That's
something,
right.
just do a blues
You
thing."
gotta
Play your best song, and
You
I'm
have
gonna
to- you have
improvise
to-
right over it right now.
You need to instill confidence on the other members as well. I mean, you are the front man in the band, and,
Exactly.
and you are the center of attention, so you have to bring with you that confidence, and you need to instill it in them.
And you kind of need to back that up, too, I mean, if you're going to say, go ahead and start rocking, I'm going to improvise over the top, you kind of better be coming up with something that's kind of cool, because that's their music, that's their tunes. You have that first opportunity to just jump right in feet first and see if there's chemistry or not.
First impressions are everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Travis has pretty much nailed it on this, in that as the lead singer, you have a different expectation upon you that the other musicians do not. They look upon you and they want to see the charisma immediately. And the other thing that is a frustrating point, getting back to your question, is I think, just in my experience, a lot of musicians seem to kind of want that. I want all the charisma, I want all the love, I want all the lyrics, I want all the melodies and everything. I want it now, which is the more experience you have and the more professional you are, you can pull all that together pretty quickly. But it seems like musicians want things to happen instantaneously from their singer, and I don't know if that's really a complaint necessarily, but it just makes the job a little bit more
I think
challenging in the beginning.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I think we all have to deal with it.
Okay.
And it's also, we get the confidence, too, to know if a project isn't right. Being able to walk away from an audition and just say, this isn't really my thing. Thanks for having me. Don't burn any bridges in the music business. Don't be, getting all mad, or go to a couple practices and get your butthurt just because you didn't make the band or something. There's always the chemistry that has to happen, and being able to recognize that professionally and part as friends is the best way to do it in the music business.
How do you know whether it's right or not?
Ooh. Well, for me, if the music doesn't speak to me pretty quickly, then I lose interest in it. For me, if I start hearing the tunes and instantly I'm starting to kind of feel the vibe and I'm into it, then I'm into it. If I start to hear the music right from the get-go and I already kind of know, gosh, this isn't really my thing. I think that music does speak to you if it's going to work or not.
The tunes will come together quickly, a little bit quicker, and there's a sense of it can be fairly quickly a sense of brotherhood with your band. And that's the chemistry that comes with any relationship. If you feel a brotherhood, you feel like you really like these people, and you have that chemistry, and the tunes come together quickly, intuitively, then you probably got a fairly good bet. That'd be my take on it. Trav?
I think it's pretty subjective, but I think that's more or less the case. I mean, I think every project that I've ever been involved with, I've pretty much known right off the bat whether that was for me or not.
How do you, if they're like a band that's been around a while and they've got maybe put an album out or two and they've got kind of a set style and so forth, and they've got camaraderie built in the existing players, how does, and see, I don't know how you would do this, is that as a lead singer, being the front guy, you have to have a lot of self-confidence, you have to have a bit of an ego, you have to be able to get out there and do it, but at the same time, these guys are kind of like a clique over here, and you're kind of trying to get into that deal. It's almost a game of psychology, isn't it, to get in there?
Well, I think it's in my experience that anytime a new singer comes into a band that maybe has already released a couple albums or has some music already out, that for that new team to work, that band is going to have to change their style, albeit maybe slightly, to fit better with that new front person. Because, they bring with them, their own style and whatnot. So, and
potentially their own camaraderie.
Absolutely.
And their previous fans from other bands and stuff like that. There's been some big singer moves in this town.
Sure.
Where a singer's gone from one band and gone to a next and had it been a lot cooler and stuff like that. So as a singer, you can bring your own reputation. It's just like bringing in one of these CDs like we're doing today. And a band, says, what's your voice sound like, before you even get a chance to audition. And they can kind of say, yeah, it sounds like you might be a good fit. So already you bring your professionalism to the success of this other band, and together you try to make it something even cooler.
Now, there are a lot of young singers, and hopefully some of them are listening to us tonight. Robert, what advice would you have them if they're a young singer and want to be really good, really want to be a craft master at what they do? What would you say is the first step?
Train. Find the right voice coach. If you're a rocker, or you're a singer that's gospel, jazz, rock, metal, genres that require range and power, find the right voice coach. It's not easy. I'd be happy to help you. But and then train. When I found David Kyle, I put in an hour and a half every night for 5 nights a week for good 6 to 7 years. God bless my parents who put up with it. But here we are today. That's what I'd be doing, and I would also encourage them to become a little bit savvy on gear. Understand your microphones, understand monitors, understand a little bit about home recording. I think a vocalist needs to have his own home recording system. It doesn't have to be, a 6-digit or 5-digit setup. We're talking about
how to run a soundboard, how to dial in your own vocals.
Well, it's important to be able to, when you get a bed track or you get some music from musicians and what have you, say, hey, okay, write some lyrics and get this done and get this back to us in 4 days. You need to be able to dump this into your little home recording system and lay down some vocals and turn a product around, turn a submission for an audition around pretty quickly. So I think that's good, solid advice, too. Get a little home system, know your gear, get the right microphone. I do recommend the EV767A. It's a killer handheld dynamic mic.
By the way, I forgot to mention that I ended up picking one of those up.
Oh, good.
The Audix wasn't working anymore.
A little too crispy.
Yeah, it wasn't. Just the EV is just a fabulous mic.
It's a
it
beautiful
really
mic.
is.
There's some practical information
that
for you
in
guys.
conjunction with the
Brought
Voice
to you
Live
by-
Tom,
Here's the little gear plug.
did you explain to these guys that technical talk isn't allowed on this show?
Right.
I mentioned something about it earlier. I didn't say it wasn't allowed because I do it all the time, but it's just,
Yeah, I know, but it's...
Well, you can join in.
It makes Kevin get really confused.
Yeah, I get lost. I have no
He
idea.
starts looking around. He looks around the room like he really is lost.
I cease to become relevant.
It's like, well, I'm a ghost.
I'm producing a little video clip that will be online at voicecouncil.com, which is another project I'm working with the company called TC Helicon, who dedicate themselves to singers. They build gear and pedals for singers. I won't go into that too much detail, but they are an awesome company. And if you go to voicecouncil.com, you can get a lot of great information for singers there. I'm a member of that group, and I'm producing a video that I'll have up online in the next couple days, which is called "What's in Your Gear Bag," or your gig bag, excuse me. And we're talking about the EV767A recommendation. Crispy mic might be the Audio Technica 6100 Alpha. Musician earplugs, the new voice tone pedals from TC Helicon, some tea, things like that. So, hopefully that'll be informative for some people that want some good advice to get a good start.
No, super. So, and what's the name of that website again?
The website is voicecouncil.com. And it's endorsed by TC Helicon, which is part of the TC Electronics Group. But TC Helicon is a company that dedicates itself to the singer. They build gear for singers and only singers. They just released some killer products called the voice tone pedals, and they have another product called the Voice Live, which Travis uses and I use.
They are Cadillac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Good stuff.
Getting to the point of why we're even talking about that is because most venues don't allow a singer to have a pedal. Every guitar player has a pedal. They mic up the drum set with 10 microphones. They're all geared up, ready to go, and then the singer's usually lacking any type of extra support.
As a singer, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I was just saying that as a singer, you need to control your own destiny, is what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be in full control. You can't depend on somebody else to dial in your sound and get you to sound good. That's another reason why we're really big on the gear at TVS.
Yeah, because you use one of these TC Helicon boxes on the stage. You can plug the house mic cord into it and bring your microphone out of the box. Mm-hmm. Now you can tell the sound guy to get me as much gain as you can. Mm-hmm. Dial the board in flat, but give me all the juice that you can. Then you dial in your own effects, whatever. You can have parts for choruses, all that.
Yeah.
Now that gives you the same professionalism that your bandmates have.
Kevin, it kind of removes the house sound guy component out of the equation, which unfortunately too often is a disappointment. So we're empowering singers and giving them their own pedals, and these voice tone pedals are just dreamy.
Kevin looks confused.
As usual.
Well, the thing is, this helps. That helps the house sound guy too.
Well, sure.
It's not taking him out of a job. It's
I
just
guess it does,
basically
yeah.
saying, "Hey, I brought my own gear. I'm being a professional to another professional. I brought my stuff.
In this town right now, do you feel like there are a lot of when you start talking about that kind of professionalism, you're bringing your own gear, you're bringing your own stuff, you know what you want, you know what the sound you want, and all of that. What percentage of acts are actually doing that, or are they just getting up there and banging away?
I think there's a bit of a difference between being professional and still being able to get out there and hard rock. I mean, I'm still partying and doing everything that everybody else is going to be doing and rocking at my shows. I just come prepared. This is what we do. This is kind of what it's all about. So if the guitar player's showing up with his gear and I'm showing up with my gear, and we're rocking.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just taking the singing, the singer position as the front man and elevating his game with some tools.
Now, do you reckon, as frontman, now, Travis, do you play an instrument while you sing?
I don't. I'm a sole frontman.
And you are a singer. And how about you, Hassan?
I sing as well, but one of the things when you said what are some suggestions for singers, learn how to play guitar too. it looks killer and it rocks. And if you got a great voice and you're up there, if you guys want to see that in action, a band called Alter Bridge, where the singer's from Spokane, Washington. He plays lead guitar and sings, has an incredible rock voice, and it's cool as hell.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
it just...
That's the old band members from Creed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
Great band, though,
Mark
Alter
Tremonti, is that the guitar? Something like that?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, we need to play a song, and we need, whose song are we? We're going to play Travis's song, I think.
Okay.
Yes, it's Travis.
Travis, what song are we going to sing? And this is from Soul Psychedelics.
That's correct. This song is called Know My Name. A little bit of an interesting story behind this song. It actually started life out in big Seattle studio, and finished life in more of a home studio environment for kind of final tweaks as a testament to the modern technology available to the average Joe Schmo, I guess you would say. It's like these days you can really get that big studio sound with something that 5-10 years ago you couldn't get as a somebody in the home studio.
And that's a great segue, because we're going to play this song. And
we're going to go there later.
Yeah, we're going. Well,
soon to come.
Now is later, because we're going to talk about the evolution of the industry and how the independent artist is able to do things today that is scaring the bejeebers out of the record companies and the powers that be. So, and that's why this show exists, partially. So here you are. This is Travis with Soul Psychedelics, and the name of the song again is
Know My Name.
I believe this gentleman has ambitions beyond his means.
But I think that's part of the professionalism that you teach. By the way, we were talking
Thank
with
you.
the Vocalist.
A little harder, but
Yeah, the Vocalist Studio. And by the way, the vocaliststudio.com is the website.
Yes.
People can go there and they can get all the information
Yes.
about Robert
Yes.
Lunte.
And feel free to send me an email at Robert. It's Robert at thevocaliststudio.com. And doesn't matter where you're at in the world, just send me an email. I'd love to take care of you.
And Husan Chopper of the band of the same name, and Travis from Soul Psychedelics is here, and that was the last song was from yours, right?
That's correct. Yep.
You are a heck of a vocalist. Where did you learn to do that?
You know what, Travis? That kicked ass. That was really good. I
Oh,
really
thank you
enjoyed
very
that, man.
much.
That
Thank
was
you
a real
very
face
much.
melter. Good
Yeah,
job,
that was good. I like that tune. That's a good tune.
That had some swing to it, brother.
Well, to answer your question, I can attribute a lot of that to Rob.
weird.
Yeah, isn't it weird that the vocal coach would have an impact like that?
Yeah, how about that?
But now, way back at the very beginning of the show, you said something that I wanted to follow up. You said this to Robert.
What did I say?
You made a comment to him about the first time that you worked together. He scared you or something with his intensity.
Yes, the famous Rob intensity.
Uh-oh.
He's
He's
so passionate about what he does. He's so passionate, and I think that's such a great thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us the story or no?
There's really there's really no story. I just, I think
he's very animated and very charismatic, and when you first meet him, he comes across as being literally like a character that you're kind of overwhelmed with.
Yeah, I came in on for the first time.
It's a good thing, though.
It is a good thing.
You have to. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh,
but
no
it's
problem.
like the second time you meet him, you fully understand now what you're stepping into.
Yeah.
Because you are stepping into something that is different, and it catches you off guard in a way that you're like, wow, this is going to take me somewhere else with my singing.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, with your energy level and the energy that you exude just when you're talking to people and the way that you carry yourself, do you ever scare anybody away?
I'm working on that with my therapist.
Because see, it can be misinterpreted, and what you are is clearly you're passionate about your work, you're passionate about the students and to getting the most success that they can out of their instrument, which is their whatever you call it, sphincter in their throat and stuff.
Well, that's just one moving part.
It's
not, it's the technical execution and its application to the art as well. It's development of the artist as well too. Whatever I can do to help with that endeavor.
That's awesome. Now we got another song that we'd like to play, and it's your song. And what is it? And what's the name of it?
Well, this is just a fun, simple, straight ahead rock tune called "Lord of Sadness." It's a song that I jumped into with some fellows down south of town, and they had this music available. Called me up to sing, and so I jumped in and we tracked this, and it's a lot of fun. We'll probably do a full album on this, and this is my writing partner on this is James Sharples, and they're real great guys, and we have a lot of fun music here.
How long ago was this recorded?
We tracked this about a week or two ago.
Also, the stuff you're doing tonight is like hot off the press. It's new.
Yeah, that's just a bit of a coincidence, but yeah, this is new.
Oh,
and then when
awesome.
we come back, I'll have some even new stuff for you.
Absolutely. This is Robert Lunte from the Vocalist Studio, and the name of the song again is
Lord of Sadness.
What a voice.
Walk in the streets while the city sleeps. The world, she is dying. Sordid past in defeat. I'm weak, but still I'm blind. Lost my touch with reality. Without a home, I question even my sanity. I'm lonely, but not alone. sun. In the glass, this life will pass. Half empty or half done. Life is filled with fear and doubt. Uneasy, led by me. Dead and gone, my spirit out. Lord, sadness has set me free. I'm telling you, bitter, angry, broken, my soul. Bitter, angry, broken. Bitter, angry, broken, my soul. Bitter, angry, broken. Lord of sadness. Lord of sadness. Bitter, angry, broken, my soul. Bitter, angry, broken.
And that's Robert Lunte, and he is the proprietor of the Vocalist Studio. And who did you do that with again?
Well, that's with my new partner, James Sharples, and his boys down south in Seattle. And that's our first track of what will be a full album with those guys, just a straight-ahead rockin' pumping rock album.
You know what I like about your vocal styling, and I think it really is a vocal styling, is that you are not at the same level for the whole song. So you make it much more interesting. You know, a lot of singers, they start off, and I'm not even sure if you're going to get what I'm saying, because I don't know that I get it. But what they start at the same level, and they're doing the same stuff all the way through the song, and at the same power, the same level. You are able to
staring
control
at their
your voice.
shoestrings.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kevin,
It's all loud.
Do we need to get a terminology for you?
Yes. Could we get
the word you're searching for is dynamics.
His
voice has dynamic.
The
I
D
think
word.
he's referring to range.
Yeah, I was going to say dynamic range.
Yeah, you have a and you
Going
have a
up and down within
A little bit of both.
That is
It's a blend.
Yes, thank you, Trav.
It's
Yes.
a blend of
It's a
dynamic
blend
range.
of dynamic
Well,
bliss.
I'm very much influenced and inspired by a lot of guys that had a lot of range and still do have a lot of range, and that's does a lot for our technique. Is one of the things that we focus on. I work with people first and foremost. Day one, chapter one, we start working on range, and if you have 4.5 octaves to work with as opposed to 2 octaves to work with, then you have a lot more colors on your palette and a lot more cool things you can do. So, yeah.
So do you ever say, I think you're a heck of a musician, I think you should stay there?
When you say musician, I'm not sure.
When somebody comes in and says they want to sing, do you ever say, no, I think you should be a musician and not sing?
Well, we're musicians.
I'll be like, you should be a guitar player. Is that what you're saying?
And what I mean is, have you ever told anybody you're hopeless?
You can't
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you know what?
Well.
That's not just because...
But my mom, she was...
Hassan, behave yourself. It's not just... That's not just because it would be inappropriate, which it is, but there's this myth out there that there's some people are kind of born to sing and others could never learn to sing. It's absolutely, completely, totally bunk. My experience has told me that everybody can learn to sing. And in fact, most people, if they apply themselves and practice, can learn to sing pretty damn good. It's just like anything else. You just got to practice and get the coordination, the muscle memory coordination going for some of the things we talk about.
And you could watch the movie Ratatouille.
Hassan? Do you want to come back, Hassan?
Anyone can sing.
My wife can sing. We've done some lessons before. That was a lot of fun. But she stopped coming. I think I was too hard on her.
Oh. You know what somebody's doing in town that
It's a completely different genre, but I think for somebody's self-confidence to be able to work with you and to go into a 350-seat theater and sing from the stage to get rid of that fear will change a lot of dynamics in their lives.
Well, that's really interesting because there are folks like Travis and Jason that come to me that, or maybe have some traction and activity happening, but I actually have some folks that just come because they love to put a mic in their hand and just want to sing for an hour, a week on stage. And it is very therapeutic, and I love working with folks like that too. People get a lot out of this. Not just, okay, I can sing great now, but it does a lot for them that way.
And if nothing else, you're singing better at karaoke night.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Darn tootin'. Anybody wants to, just take on the karaoke contest tour out there, I want to work with you. Let's do it. Sure.
Because I'll tell you, there was nothing as therapeutic when I actually did a singing number for a play called Fiddler on the Roof. And way back when, and that was so therapeutic.
I wish I was a rich man.
Don't go there.
Because you're musicians. Of course you wish you were rich people. But
the
you're
thing
musicians.
is, like the karaoke thing, I mean, it's just like when you hear about the guy in his 30s, 40s, whatever, sitting down a piano at some, cocktail lounge and everybody wooing the whole place. Well, when you know how to sing and it's karaoke night and everybody's flipping through the book wondering, oh, God, I'm so, you're scared, you don't know what to do, and you go up there and just rock the house down, people are like, hell yeah.
It's great.
Now that's karaoke.
It's great therapy. It's great therapy to just
Have you done that, Jason?
Get a clap,
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Mad props.
And I'll even
Mad props.
melt their face down, too. I'll finish the song and disrupt their bowels. I don't care.
I got a karaoke version of Sunshine on My Shoulders by John Denver that is just lovely.
All right, when do we get to see that?
We do karaoke country most of the time.
Kevin, I do want to point out one thing. Rockers are attracted to TVS for obvious reasons because a lot of the techniques and the range and the distortion and things that we work on. But this technique will apply to any genre, and I want to make that clear to anybody that's listening to this. If you're a jazz person, a theater person, gospel, what have you, come talk to me because I have people from all genres working with me, really.
Well, and I'll tell you, just if someone could come and see you, because like in a lot of theater companies that do a musical, they have to, in some cases, double cast the lead because the demands on the voice are too much. And if you can help somebody train themselves to not go through that and lose their voice so that they can do that. And a professional actor, if you're a true triple threat, you have to be able to perform night after night with matinees and the whole thing. And you have to be able to sing properly.
I can help a theater company like that. If anybody's interested, give me a call. I'd love to come in and help your singers and your production. I can help them.
Even community colleges and all that kind of stuff. Because those kids that would like to be performers need to learn how to sing so they don't hurt themselves.
Absolutely.
Speaking of not hurting themselves, we need to play another Hussein song. And
Got it.
Which one are we going to do, Hussein?
This song is called Dark Angel Butterfly.
And this is Hussein Chopper and Dark Angel Butterfly.
Again,
And welcome back to the show, everybody. And that was Susan Chopper. And Susan, you need to shout out to somebody, or you have a request.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. I want to give a shout out to my girl Misty.
Hey, Misty.
And I also wanted to say that currently Hassan Chopper is looking for a new lead guitar player. We are poised to go in and do some recordings. If any of the things that we have said appeal to you on the guitar side, the performance, getting in front of a crowd, rocking out, being tight, being professional, and going and having a good time, you can look me up. I do have a MySpace site, which either by Hassan Chopper, Hasson Chopper, or you can look it up at Stand Down Music 14. And I've got the tunes posted up there on the site. And if you think you're the one, send me a comment and we'll get in touch.
Absolutely. Travis?
Well, we recently just lost our bass players. So,
can't find him anywhere.
We can't find him anywhere. So, we're out actively looking again. So feel free to stop by our MySpace, Soul Psychedelics, myspace.com/Soul Psychedelics, or my website, travisnorth.net. You can get to me that way as well. So if anybody's interested in playing with a great band that's it's got a lot going on right now, feel free to drop me a line.
Absolutely. And the guest of the 2 hours who brought these fine gentlemen here is Robert Lunte, and he is the proprietor and the head vocalist of the Vocalist Studio, which is a gig that he's put together. They have a theater in downtown Seattle that you work out of. You work with him exclusively, and his Vocalist Studio, thevocaliststudio.com, right?
That's right.
And it's been awesome having you here. We're going to do some work together, I know.
Yeah, Kevin, thanks a lot. That's just the beginning. Anybody out there that's looking for a vocalist or looking for some project work, I'd be happy to give it a go. And also, we have a whole stable of talent at our studio that we can find. We have a lot of great singers, people that weren't with us here tonight, but that are looking for projects. So let's make that happen. I think this last song.
Yeah, talk to us about this last song.
All right, this last song is, it's a song I'll just simply dedicate to my son, Rowan. And one day he'll hear this. This is a song called Blue Rain.
And what's the song about?
Well, I think it's about memories. It's about remembering something you've lost from the past, and it's kind of has a sad feel to it. But
very good. And
yeah.
This is Robert Lunte.
Blue rain.